While I'm tuning, let me tell you about my guitar. This is a $10 crate guitar. I like to think that I win the award for the cheapest guitar at the festival. It's $10. I did get it at the flea market. My other one cost $30. So that's a total of $40. I'd like to think that I also hold the aggregate title for 2 guitars being the cheapest ones at the festival. Unfortunately, offsetting mine is that white one over there, which costs $4,000. Sorry, Mr. Stedman, I forgot that the thing wasn't plugged in all the way, my guitar, and you noticed that, didn't you? But it was better that way, right? We're going to take you down to Florida, where I'm from. There's a place there called Rayford Penitentiary. And about 15 years ago, there was a woman executed there by the name of Aileen Wuornos. She was one of America's few female serial killers. There's lots of male serial killers, numbering in the thousands, perhaps hundreds at any time at work. Very few females, which tells you something about the split between the genders. So when a woman decides to kill many times, she probably does it for a good reason. I'm just saying. So I played this song down at Rayford Penitentiary right next to a Sop Choppy, where if you ever want to go to the Worm Grunting Festival where they scare worms out of the earth with big pallets, it's called the Worm Grunting Festival in Sop Choppy, Florida. I played it down there and a guy came up afterwards and he said, I'm a morgue attendant and I was my first day of work and they sent me to Rayford Penitentiary. And my first day I wanted to make a good impression on the boss, so I showed up early. And I saw them lead her into the execution chamber. I saw her walk in. And then an hour later, she was in the back of the truck, dead. And he said, I sure wish that any of those death penalty people could be the driver for a day. Maybe they'd change their mind about that stupid rule. Anyway, I would like to sing this in honor of Aileen Wuornos and all the people who are hurt and don't know how to fix things. Drags his body down to the edge of the swollen river, wrapped in a red velvet curtain, stolen from the movie theater where she works. Now quiet as a whisper under the stanchions of a washed-out bridge, she cuts him loose, watches as the flood waters spin him around once, then carry him away. She removes the gold ring upon her finger. And she throws it in. And I wonder, baby, why don't you cry? Baby, why don't you cry? Baby, why don't you cry? I wonder, baby, why don't you cry? Baby, why don't you cry? Baby, why don't you cry? Baby, why? 3 days later in a bar in southern Mississippi, she meets a man by the name of Charles Lee. She introduces herself to him as Lee Charles. What a coincidence, he says. And 1 week later, they get married. He wakes up one night 6 months down the line to find her just staring at him in the oddest way. When he says, honey, what's wrong? She says, oh, nothing, dear, except the tears are a stupid trick of God. And by the time they find his body 6 weeks later, well, hell, she's 1,000 miles away. cry, baby? Why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry? I wonder, baby, why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry, baby? Why? She runs from devils, she runs from angels, she runs from the ghost of her father and 5 different uncles. Blinded by their memory, seared by their pain, she'd like to kill them all, yeah, not just kill them all again. She don't think much about what she's done, or the funny feelings that she feels. Now she done. To her, it's just a condition she picked up as a child, a little thing she calls the wound that never heals. She calls it the wound that never heals. And I wonder, baby, why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry? I wonder, baby, why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry? I wonder, baby, why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry, baby? Why don't you cry?